Between draft day viewership, which is up 400% to 40%. Between ticket sales, which is up 93% to 16%. Between regular game viewership, which is up 180% to 20%. What Caitlin Clark has done is grown the WNBA exponentially. She did in 5 weeks what would have taken 5 years. And as it pertains to draft viewership, she did in 5 days.
The WNBA has regretted letting Caitlin Clark be targeted after viewership just tanked.
Since Caitlin Clark was knocked out of the playoffs, viewership went down by more than a staggering 50%. Not to mention the final. What final? I don't even know who's competing to win the playoffs anymore.
Believe me, I've coached the best, but they were tremendously disrespected. But human nature is, okay, this kid's coming into the league. And Diana said it best. This kid's in for a rude awakening.
Every so-called expert tried to degrade Caitlin, yet she not only won Rookie of the Year with ease. She made it impossible to watch any other WNBA game, watching everyone else turn boring when Caitlin entered. That's her effect. WNBA is crashing out. Caitlin is spending some good quality time with Lexi Hall.
Can I get this spring fling with vanilla cream instead of coconut cream? Can I have the beach babe too, please?
You're Caitlin Clark, right?
Maybe.
Our girl was seen getting a coffee with Lexi Hall whilst going viral for getting a $3 bargain.
These are healthy, right? No, but they are only $3. I love a bargain.
Caitlin seems to be enjoying her rest whilst the WNBA is falling apart. It's lovely to see the WNBA regretting their decision. If only they had treated Caitlin better, viewership would have been at an all-time high right now.
So yes, the WNBA was growing before Caitlin Clark. Make that abundantly clear. But it was growing incrementally compared to the exponential growth you're seeing now. And this is just data. This is just objective facts. Be mad with data. Please do not be mad at me.
Stats do not lie. Unfortunately for the WNBA, they will have to deal with a snooze fest playoff final. Caitlin, however, gets to sit back and enjoy everything fade away, the WNBA going back to their usual viewership numbers and being irrelevant once again.
Let's just say the ratings aren't the same with Caitlin Clark and the Indiana Fever now eliminated. Game 1 of the Aces Liberty matchup on Sunday drew an average of 929,000 viewers. Was down nearly 50% from last Sunday's Fever Sun contest. By the way, not only was viewership down, but attendance was as well.
Caitlin Clark's exit from the WNBA playoffs wasn't just a turning point for her rookie season. It signaled a monumental disruption for the league itself, as soon as she was no longer in the picture. The WNBA faced a harsh reality. The consequences of her absence were immediate, and the WNBA found itself in crisis.
All of this comes together, and you need a star, and she is the star.
Caitlin Clark's departure from the WNBA playoffs had immediate and far-reaching consequences. For the league, it wasn't just another star player bowing out, it was a seismic shift. The WNBA had been riding high, on a wave of newfound excitement, much of which was directly tied to Clark's incredible rookie season. Her ability to light up the court with high-scoring games and clutch performances drew in a diverse audience that included not only die-hard basketball fans, but also casual viewers who were captivated by her skills and magnetic presence. Once she exited, though, it was as if a switch had been flipped.
Racism has been impacting the WNBA well before this year. This is not a new thing. Sure. This is, and in that way, I do think Caitlin's being used as a pawn. Caitlin didn't bring racism to the WNBA. This has been happening. And that, I think, is what's been such a shock for all of us.
For months, the WNBA had been enjoying the Caitlin Clark effect, as her games consistently brought in higher ratings and packed arenas. But once she was no longer in the playoff picture, that magic seemed to evaporate. The energy that had surrounded her games was gone, and the league struggled to maintain the attention of fans. This wasn't just a blip on the radar, it was a full-blown crisis. The drop in viewership was stark and undeniable, signaling a massive problem for a league that had pinned much of its success on Clark's breakout performances.
So will Caitlin Clark be a good pro? Absolutely. Will Caitlin Clark come into the WNBA and do what she's doing right now immediately? Absolutely not. Not gonna happen.
Okay.
The impact was perhaps most visible during the first game of the WNBA Finals between the Minnesota Lynx and the New York Liberty. Normally, the finals are a peak moment for the league, a time when fans are fully engaged and excitement is at its highest. But without Caitlin Clark on the court, the viewership numbers were nowhere near what they had been during her playoff run. Fans simply weren't as interested, and the WNBA found itself grappling with a harsh reality that much of the attention it had garnered throughout the season was tied directly to one player, Caitlin Clark. Despite all the buzz and attention Caitlin Clark generated throughout the season, the WNBA allowed her to be targeted in a way that was both unfair and unnecessary. From the very start, Clark was subjected to aggressive fouling and intense defensive strategies aimed at stopping her at all costs.
You had people fighting tooth and nail the entire season, not wanting it to be this way because other people weren't getting flowers, or she was getting too much attention, or she gets a special whistle, or I'm gonna check her off the ball here just because.
She became the most fouled player in the league, and yet the WNBA didn't do enough to protect her. This wasn't just about the physical toll the fouling took, it was about the message it sent. The league, which should have been celebrating and elevating one of its brightest stars, was instead allowing her to be treated as a target, game after game. Clark was fouled more frequently than any other player, and it became clear that opposing teams were zeroing in on her. What's more frustrating is that the league seemed content to let it happen, instead of stepping in to ensure fair play and protect their star. The WNBA allowed this pattern to continue, most notably when Caitlin received a black eye through it all. Caitlin Clark continued to shine. She didn't let the targeting slow her down. In fact, she thrived under the pressure to be by the end of the season. Despite the fouls and the disrespect, she had solidified her place as the Rookie of the Year, proving that no amount of targeting could diminish her talent. Clark's ability to rise above the unfair treatment only further highlighted the WNBA's failure to fully support her. The league had a golden opportunity to protect and elevate one of its most influential players, but instead they allowed her to be subjected to unnecessary physicality on the court. Even though she emerged victorious, the question remains, why wasn't the WNBA doing more to shield her from the constant fouling and aggression?
How it affected you and through the rest of the game? Thanks.
Yeah, obviously got me pretty good in the eye. I don't think it affected me. Honestly, I felt like I got good shots. They just didn't go down, and obviously a tough time for that to happen.
A sharp decline in viewership after Caitlin Clark's playoff exit is a phenomenon that can only be described as the Caitlin Clark effect. During the regular season and playoffs, Clark's games consistently drew massive audiences, whether it was in person or on television. This decline in viewership isn't just about numbers, it's about what Caitlin Clark represents to the WNBA. Her presence brought in new fans, increased media attention, and elevated the league to a level of visibility it hadn't seen in years. The Caitlin Clark effect is real, and the WNBA is learning just how much they relied on her to keep fans engaged.
It's an intangible thing, right? Yes, we can say she's a dog. Okay, there's been other dogs. Okay, she's a great shooter. There's been other great shooters. She has it. She's got the thing. We can't assign it.
While Caitlin Clark was dazzling on the court and bringing newfound attention to the WNBA, Nike seemed to be taking a different approach. Despite Clark's undeniable talent and influence, Nike refused to promote her in the way that she deserved. Instead of recognizing the enormous impact she was having on women's basketball, Nike chose to prioritize other athletes, most notably Juju Watkins, by offering them massive endorsement deals. This decision was perplexing, given that Clark had proven herself to be one of the most marketable athletes in the league.
Juju Watkins has agreed to a multi-year contract extension with Nike, reportedly in one of the richest shoe endorsement deals in women's basketball history.
Clark's ability to draw in fans, increase viewership, and sell out arenas should have made her a prime candidate for a major endorsement deal. Yet, Nike seemed hesitant to fully back her, leaving her without the kind of recognition that her peers were receiving. This wasn't just a missed opportunity for Nike, it was a blatant oversight of Clark's true value to the WNBA and the sport as a whole.
You own it, and this was in Iowa. They had other ads and things that came out, but since then it has been Crickets.
Nike's decision to focus on other athletes instead of giving Caitlin Clark the promotion she deserved adds another layer to the disrespect she faced throughout the season. She wasn't just targeted on the court, she was also overlooked off of it, despite her incredible rookie season, which captured the attention of fans and media alike. She was left without the main